Under the Qing dynasty, the practice of martial arts was banned. So at Shaolin Temple, the visit of an imperial official to see a martial arts demonstration caused considerable anxiety. What was the reason for the ban on martial arts? And what place does Shaolin Temple occupy in China's traditional culture and philosophy? For the answers, please stay tuned to the sixth and final part of Mount SONGSHAN.
In the year 621, Prince Li Shimin of the Tang dynasty led his army against Wang Shichong. Wang was the ruler of the state of Zhang, one of three rival states fighting for supremacy on the Central Plains. Li Shimin laid siege to the Zhang capital at Luoyang, but he was unable to seize it. Then things took a turn for the worse when Dou Jiande, Prince of Xia, the third of the three states, came to the aid of Wang Shichong. Li Shimin found himself under attack from both front and rear. Wang Renze, Wang Shichong's nephew, was an able general, but in confronting Li Shimin's army he had left his rear exposed. In a surprise attack on the Zhang camp, a monk called Tanzong and 12 of his colleagues from Shaolin Temple captured Wang Renze. The loss of their general would prove decisive for the Zhang forces and their allies. Dou Jiande, Prince of Xia, was soon defeated at Hulao Pass, and Wang Shichong was forced to surrender. With this victory, Li Shimin gained control over the entire Central Plains area. A mural in Guanyin Hall at Shaolin Temple depicts the 13 monks from Shaolin Temple capturing Wang Renze. This event was later incorporated into the feature film Shaolin Temple. Li Shimin, after ascending the throne as Emperor Taizong of Tang, showed his gratitude on numerous occasions to the monks of Shaolin Temple for their assistance. Using money given them by the emperor, the monks acquired an additional 700 hectares of land and added a dozen new halls to their temple. The number of monks increased to 800, 100 of whom were outstanding martial arts practitioners. And so, the fame of Shaolin Temple began to spread. The number of references to Shaolin Temple dating from the Ming Dynasty suggests there was an upsurge of interest in Shaolin martial arts at that time. References to Shaolin martial arts are found in inscriptions on stone tablets at Shaolin Temple, as well as in the local Dangfang annals. They even appear in poems and travel notes. One writer described how the monks study Buddhist teachings and practice martial arts at the same time. Evidently, by the time of the Ming Dynasty, martial arts had become an essential part of daily life at Shaolin Temple. In the mid-15th century, China's southeast coast came under attack from Japanese pirates led by renegade samurais. In Jiangsu and Zhejiang provinces alone, the pirates killed tens of thousands of people. The Ming Imperial Army, dispatched to deal with the pirates, recruited a force of fighting monks from Shaolin Temple. They were led by a monk named Yue Kung. In 1553, the Shaolin monks fought their most celebrated battle against the Japanese pirates. The monks were armed with iron cudgels 3.3 meters long and weighing 5 kilograms. In the battle, they killed the entire band of more than 500 Japanese pirates. An article in the Yunjian Zazhi periodical described the battle. One pirate charged, brandishing a broadsword in each hand. Monk Yue Kung did not move. Suddenly, with the pirate almost upon him, he leapt over his head and brought his cudgel down, crushing his skull. To the west of Shaolin Temple on Mount SONGSHAN's Wu Peak is China's largest group of stupas. In Sanskrit, stupa means tomb, and the stupas on Mount SONGSHAN contain the remains of some of the most eminent monks from Shaolin Temple. Most of the stupas, 148 of them in all, date from the Ming dynasty between the 14th and 17th centuries. The epitaphs for the monks who died during this period are different from earlier ones in that they all refer to the monks' military exploits. The epitaph for a monk Zhou You, for example, states that he took part in 4 campaigns by the imperial army. These campaigns included those against the rebel army led by Liu Liu and Liu Qi in Hebei province, the one against the robber bands led by Wang Tang, and one against a rebel army in Yunnan province. Monk Zhou You's epitaph reads in part, "This fighting monk commands the respect of the entire country." The monks tested and refined their martial arts skills through actual combat.
传统的少林拳，第一个就是拳打一条线，在一个直线上运动。那些少林拳家们认为是什么呢？两人交手，无非就是几步之遥，瞬间就可以分胜负，就可以见效果，不比斗圈子，直线最近、最快、最捷，所以说它是一条线。另外一个呢，动作朴实，他要求你动作怎么样啊？袖如猫，斗如虎，书身锦绣，少林人出拳都非常怎么有幽劲儿，两肩要合，胸要尾收，头要正，劲要直，发力突然，讲究攻防啊，动动有法呀，这是少林拳一个突出特点。
Under the Qing dynasty, the practice of martial arts was banned. So at Shaolin Temple, the visit of an imperial official to see a martial arts demonstration caused considerable anxiety. What was the reason for the ban on martial arts? And what place does Shaolin Temple occupy in China's traditional culture and philosophy? For the answers, please stay tuned to the 6th and final part of Mount Songshan.
She Dejian and his students practice martial arts every day in Sanhuang village on the southern slope of Mount Shaoshi, which is part of Mount Songshan. They are practitioners of Xin Yiba. The movements of Xin Yiba have developed from basic farm work, such as hoeing fields, digging earth, and operating a well pulley.
起初，这个新瓦就是一个助角斗，就是这个僧人僧众少林寺的弟子们，因为过去少林寺有地，都是自己开荒啊，自己刨地啊，他的整个时间都在地里边啊，他要吃饭呢。我师父告诉我，他们把功夫都用在了把这个力用在决斗上，都用在这个决斗上。每天你这个练这个把这个锄地用上劲儿，把整个身这个心法主要是练什么？主要是把心意气力合在一起，然后呢运用到这个把这个气练顺练足，运用到各种的劳动工具上。你行走路，你站，你坐，你卧，无时无刻的都是不在练这个功夫，用心用意用气去练，就是为了把整个身体给它练的达到这完整一气，练得很自然很自在，很随和了。
Xin Yiba is considered the most refined and mysterious style of traditional Shaolin martial arts, but it is highly demanding, so much so that only a very few of the temple's fighting monks have mastered it. The mural on the north wall of Baiyi Hall at Shaolin Temple shows the monk Janmo practicing Xin Yiba. The essence of Xin Yiba is total concentration of the mind. The practitioner must be aware of what is in his own mind and what is in the mind of his rival. Xin Yiba consists of a few sequences called grand movements, which are supplemented by a number of side movements. A practitioner need only learn one side movement properly, since with it he can develop various other movements and create a new martial arts style of his own.
他有12大式，他为啥叫12大式呢？是新一把有12大式，不是助决斗有12大式。这个新一把的这个第一把就是助决斗，决头把也叫母把。母把呢，它可以通过这个12大式的变化，把这一式都套进去。
In 1828, Wanyan Linqing, the Commissioner of Justice of Henan Province, watched a martial arts demonstration given by the monks at Shaolin Temple. The event is depicted in this mural. After Wanyan Linqing left, the abbot Janfeng began to worry. He wondered if, in fact, the official had come to see where the Shaolin Temple was observing the ban on martial arts. The abbot was concerned that the emperor would punish him for allowing martial arts to be practiced at the temple.
当时的这个僧人呢，就在一起议论，说这个林清这个人呢是一个蛮族人，他的话不能信，说他很可能是他是一个诳语。 他说假话的，为了让我们这个表示我们说假话的，为了看看我们少林寺僧人是不是在真正练武啊，他可能回去还奏报朝廷， 还继续来追杀我们。于是呢，少林寺的这个僧人的这一帮练武的这僧人，战魔，这个当时的这个海法战魔，这帮僧人就经过一大议论了以后，就感到形势不妙。他说感到这朝廷还可能会追究他，有可能会杀他们。于是呢，他们就四处逃散，就逃到更加隐蔽的地方。
In fact, they had misjudged Wanyan Linqing. History of the Qing dynasty describes him as an able official with a keen sense of curiosity. The imperial court never took any action against Shaolin Temple. However, Abbot Janfeng decided to send all the fighting monks away into hiding. He promised to recall them when he was certain there was no longer any danger. But why exactly were commoners prohibited from practicing martial arts? In the year 1644, a Manchu army from the northeast seized control of the Central Plains and established the Qing dynasty. The new Qing authorities were wary of the Shaolin monks, thinking they were assiduous in practicing martial arts because they were planning a rebellion. Fearing the worst, the regime announced a ban on all martial arts. After 1,000 years, Shaolin martial arts was in imminent danger of disappearing. But the monks kept it alive by practicing in secret.
"清朝，满族，这个得了江山以后，尽管也出现过康乾盛世，但是民间的反清复明运动一直没有断。民间的组织大部分呢是以武术为主要内容，来作为支撑。那么这些这个民间组织呢，他组织的活动、学习的内容，少林武术占主要。那么少林武术里面的戒条呢，也和民间那个这个心愿是一致的，所以不敢明的练，暗中进行少林武功的练习。
Under the Qing dynasty, the practice of martial arts was banned. So at Shaolin Temple, the visit of an imperial official to see a martial arts demonstration caused considerable anxiety. What was the reason for the ban on martial arts? And what place does Shaolin Temple occupy in China's traditional culture and philosophy? For the answers, please stay tuned to the sixth and final part of Mount SONGSHAN.
The 1000 Buddha Hall at Shaolin Temple was the central arena where the monks practiced martial arts. There are 48 depressions in the floor here. These were made by the monks' feet constantly stamping. It's said that after martial arts was banned by the Qing authorities, the famous monk Hai Fa took his disciple Jan Mo to the secluded Shigou Temple, where they could continue to train in secret.
呢，后来呢，这个由于吃的问题然后他们就要给这个地方的百姓呢要诊病要诊病，诊病呢他能换来吃的因为他们俩都是医术很高的这两个医术很高超的因为他们的医术不同于现在的西医和中医，他们主要有什么呢？有点穴推拿，那个点摩又是整骨，又治内伤外伤对这些他们都是很擅长的。
Unfortunately, however, Jan Mo was seen practicing martial arts and he was reported to the local government. As a result, the Qing authorities imposed sanctions on Shaolin Temple which became increasingly severe. The abbot, in order to ensure that Xiniba was preserved, ordered monk Jiqin to return to a secular life under the new name Wugu Luan. He insisted on this, even though traditionally any monk who tried to renounce his vows was expelled from the temple in disgrace.
他不是说从正门为门打开了，他是在那个西角门上借着人家肩膀一纵身抽起来，利用轻功，这就用上这个轻功了。因为当时他练这个功，这西把是夹式成粉呐，他经常在这儿。你想想这个砖，经常的练，他把它夹式成粉，双铁肘不是叫双铁肘，这两个肘给夹里，对方全一来，那对方这一出手就全一来，这一夹能把你们夹，这手捞，这手啪一捞这一波，一捞一波，说两面这是，说是双铁肘，因为少林拳都是后身的，这个肘不离肋。全部不离胸的，他封得非常紧，就打出山门了，然后还书了。
Monk Jiqin was the last monk ever to be driven out of Shaolin Temple. Living under the name Wugu Luan, he passed his martial arts skills onto his son Wu Shanli, who in turn passed them on to Zhang Qinghe. Zhang Qinghe continued to practice the Xiniba style of martial arts, and he passed his skills on to his disciple Shi Dejian. The key to Xiniba is to free the mind from all thought and cultivate one's mental and physical strength to the point where they are compatible with the forces of nature.
Shaolin 寺的Xiniba就是少林寺内功的一个最典型一个代表，它是练气练力的一个最高深的一个功法。过去少林寺僧人呢，把它称作上乘这个武功。
Xiniba is never performed as a spectacle. It may only be used in combat. The manual of Xiniba says, the movements of Xiniba are simple. It is a form of Shaolin internal Kung Fu boxing. The practitioner must breathe evenly while striking with his hands, and he should change his movements at will. A Xiniba practitioner who has reached the highest level will be oblivious of himself, have no thought in his mind, and forget everything in his life. There's much more to Shaolin martial arts than physical strength. It is a means of cultivating the ability to control one's body and mind. As a philosophy, its aim is to build up one's health, refine one's behavior, and cultivate a fine personality. Shaolin martial arts is a reflection of Zen wisdom. It is also one of the most popular and widespread means of demonstrating China's traditional Buddhist culture. A key element in Shaolin martial arts is the study of Zen doctrine, and its ultimate aim is to enable communication with the Buddha, grasp the wisdom of the Buddha, and understand the essence of human life and the universe. Every day at dusk for more than 1,000 years, the Buddhist monks of Shaolin Temple have practiced their martial arts. It is a very long tradition, a tradition that will be continued well into the future.
The philosopher Mencius once said, when Confucius stood on Mount Taishan, the world seemed to shrink. Confucius made Taishan famous, and the mountain in return influenced the great sage's thinking. But how did standing on its summit shape his interpretation of man's relationship with nature? Find out in Confucius and Mount Taishan, the first part of a new series, Great Masters of the Past.